Okay, hello. Can you hear me? Now, can you hear me? Okay, fine. So, we have different ways of declaring structured variable. See, you just look at this first way. So, you write the entire structure declaration. Then, after closing brace, so what you have to do is you have to write one variable here. Okay, so this S is called as a structure variable. So, if you put semicolon, so that is the end of structure declaration. If you put semicolon, that is the end of structure declaration. So before putting semicolon, so here you can write the structure variable. So here S is a structure variable. Okay. So this is one way. So write entire structure declaration. Okay. So before you put the semicolon, so you write the variable. So this is one way of declaring structure variable. So next way is you write this structure declaration. So data type member one, member two, up to closing brace. After that, you put semicolon. After writing the structure declaration, in the next line you can write the structure variable declaration. You just look at this like struct is a keyword, structure name, structure variable. So struct is a keyword, structure name, structure variable. So this structure name and this should match. So whatever you write in structure name here it should match. We just observe the difference here. So between the two methods. In the first method, before putting semicolon only, I have put variable S. Correct? So the here S is called as a structure variable. In the second method, put the semicolon. In the next line, you write structure name, structure variable. Okay. Now, if you go for the third method, so here we will write the structure declaration first. Structure name. Okay. Then you put the semicolon. Okay. So you first write the structure declaration, data type member one up to member n. Then what we can do in the main function, we can write the structure variable. So in the main function, so we can write struct, okay, structure name. Okay. Then here yes is a structure variable. So this is one of the methods. Okay. So three methods here. In the first method, so structure declaration before you put this semicolon, you have to write the variable. Understood? So S is a variable. S is a structure variable. Then you put the semicolon. In the second method, write the structure declaration, put the semicolon. In the next line, you can write structure name, structure variable. Okay. In third method, write the structure declaration, put the semicolon. In the main function, you can write the structure variable. Okay. So these are the three methods how to declare the structure variable. So once a structure variable is declared, then only memory is allocated. So memory means here memory for these members. So these members we can call it as identifiers. Okay. See, whenever we use identifiers along with the data type, remember whenever we use identifiers along with the data type, memory should be allocated. But in this case, what happens? Just by writing the structure declaration, memory is not allocated. We have to write structure variable, then memory is allocated. So just to we saw how to write the structure variable. So this is the first way where we write variable, then we put the semicolon. Second method, put the semicolon, write the structure variable in the next line. The third method, write the structure declaration in the main function, you can write the structure variable. Now we will see one example on this. Okay. So if we consider the first two methods, okay, say example. First you have to write the struct keyword, then structure name. If I consider like student is an identifier. See, whenever we come across keywords, identifiers, you have to remember the rules. Okay, struct is a keyword, write all the letters of the keyword in lowercase letters. Student is an identifier, follow the rules of identifiers, write the identifier name. Okay, then opening brace. Here we will write the members of the structure. So to write the members of the structure, what syntax you have to follow? First you have to write the data type. Okay. Then you have to write the member name. See, in main function, even we have written these statements. I hope you people remember. So declaration statement, data type, and writing the variable name. So here you can call it as a variable name, but if you call it as member name, it will not be confusion. Because see, you just look at this first method. Here S is called as structured variable. Okay, S is called as structured variable. And for this also, if you call it as variable, little bit confusion will be there. Okay. See, if you call it as variable, according to the compiler, it is not wrong. According to the program, it is not wrong. But for us, we should not feel confusion. So only for these things, we call it as members of a structure. And for this, yes, we call it as a structured variable. Okay. Now, roll number is one of the member of the structure. Then we will think of name. Okay. So let me take it as name of 10. So name can be 10 characters long. Okay. Then we will think of like percentage. Close percentage. So this is the concept of structures. Mixing one or more data types. Array means collection of elements with same type. A structure means collection of elements with same or different type. Same or different type means if you want to use one more data type, that is one more member with the same type integer, we can write like this. See, I have used two members, that is roll number and marks, with the same type, and other two members with a different type, name and percentage. Okay, if you compare roll number and marks, data type is same. If you compare with all the things, data type is different. So structure is a collection of elements with same type or different type. And same name, that is with respect to arrays also. Array is a collection of elements with same name and same type. Structure is a collection of elements with same name and same or different type. When it comes to data type, you can call it as like same type or different type. Okay. It is not a rule that you have to use always different types only. You can use all same types or different types or mixture of both. Same type and different type. So now we will put the closing this structure. So you can follow any method to declare the structure. You can follow any method. Okay. If I use first method, if I write yes here, so yes is a structure variable. See, here I have taken variable as you can take anything from capital A to Z or small letter A to Z, you can take anything. Okay. Then, say after declaration of structure variable, memory will be allocated. Say, I think in first class I have said, first or second class. See, just by writing this much, memory will not be allocated. Memory, concept of memory is, see, if these four variables, if I declare in the main program and if I declare in the difference between declaring variables inside the structure, declaring variables inside the main function. See, for example, if I write main function, okay, then in roll number. See, in the declaration statement, there is no difference. We just observe. Here also use data type, variable name, semicolon. Data type, variable name, semicolon. Okay. But difference is, in case of main function, when you declare the variable, directly you can give value. Like this. Directly you can give the value. Understood? Why? Because at this line only, memory will be allocated. Okay, memory means space. Computer memory is nothing but the space. Okay. See, if there is memory, then you can store the value. So in general, in real world also, if there is a space, you can keep some item. If there is no space, you cannot keep the item. Same thing in computer science also. If you get the memory, then you can store the value. If you don't get the memory, you cannot store the value. So in the main function, you are getting the memory directly by writing int roll number. So only you can write the value. If you apply the same concept in structure, it is invalid. That means here I cannot say int roll number is equals to 10. This statement is wrong. Because at this particular line, memory will not be allocated. So this difference you have to understand clearly. Because in second PUC, you come across classes and objects chapter. Remember, in classes and objects chapter also same concept is applied. Instead of struct keyword, you are writing class keyword. And in the same way, you declare the variables. This concept remains the same. That is, in class also, you cannot write roll number is equal to 10 directly because no memory is allocated. So how the memory is allocated for structure is applied for class and objects also. So there we will discuss it. Don't worry. But in now here you cannot write in roll number is equal to 10 because memory is not allocated. Now see, now we should get a question when memory is allocated. So if I cannot give like roll number is equal to 10, then when I should give roll number is equal to some value, when memory is allocated. So when memory is allocated, when you declare the structure variable. Understood? When you declare the structure variable. So how to declare the structure variable? By using any of the three methods. Okay. So directly by writing variable here, or after structure declaration, structure name structure variable, or in the main function. Now we will use first method. So here I will yes here. This is called as structure variable. Understood? Now you can give the value for roll number. So how to give the value for roll number? So what we have to do is, so when you declare the structure variable, so in the main function, you take this variable yes. Okay, yes is the structure variable. For whichever members of the structure you want to give the values, you can give now. For whichever members of the structure you want to give the values, you can give. For example, I want to give value for roll number. So yes dot roll number is equal to 10. See this syntax you have to follow. Structure variable dot member name. Once again I will tell you. Structure variable dot member name is equal to value. Similarly, yes dot name is equal to name means it is a group of characters, right? So you have to give in double quotation marks. For example, ABC. You have to give in double quotation marks. So 10 characters long, I am giving 3 characters. It is fine. It is less than 10, it's valid. If you are giving more than 10, then it is invalid. Then yes dot PR percentage regular 85.50. This is right. Then yes dot marks is equal to like 500. This is the end of the main function. So this is not complete program. It's a even though main function is there, it's a will think like part of program because I have not written CO statements to display. So understood. So once structure variable is declared, then memory will be allocated. Once memory is allocated, you can give the values. So while declaring members of structure only, if you give values like this, these statements are wrong. Like percentage close to like 85. These statements are wrong. You get error at that point. Okay. So now people can copy or you can take the screenshot. I'll wait for some seconds. Then we'll try to come across your you can ask. So if you have any doubts, you can ask. Okay. Okay, fine. Continue. I hope you people have understood. But still, if you come across any doubts, you can speak and ask, or you can chat and ask. So whatever it's coming. Okay. So now we will write one small program on declaration of structure variable and using structure members. Okay. Okay. Before that. So before that, so we will see other two methods of structure variable in this example. Okay. See that is, see here. So actually as the doubt, marks 500 is not according to the percentage, just a value it is that's all. Okay, for your understanding purpose, I have given. Okay, it's not like if you give 500 or 600 percentage is calculated, nothing like that. Simply I have given. Okay, so just for your example, I have given. Okay, now we will see the other two methods. The other two methods means, see, instead of writing structure variable here, so what I will do, in the next line. That means here I put the semicolon. So this is the end of the structure declaration. In the next line, what I do? Structure. Okay. Student. Yes. Sir. Okay. Then we will write the main function. So this is one. I hope you people got the difference. Put the semicolon. That is the end of structure declaration. In the next line, structure keyword, structure name, structure name. Then put the semicolon. Now memory is out. And whatever the statements you write in the main program, so you get the values. Okay. So in the main program, I have not given any statement. Only the way we are declaring the structure variable have changed. Okay. Put the semicolon. Structure name. Yes. So this is another method. Okay. Now if we go to the third method, what we should do is see we have to bring this line in the main function. That is the third method. Okay. That means put the semicolon before we have done before the main function, right? What I will do, will bring in the main function. So struct student. Yes. Okay. So this is how we are declaring in the main function. Okay. Three methods. First method is before putting semicolon, writing the variable here. Second method is end the structure declaration with semicolon, then write student here. Third method is declaring structure variable in the main function. See here the difference is when you declare the structure variable before the main function, remember those variables are called as global variables. I hope you people remember. Okay. Local variables and global variables in case of function structure. Okay, local variables means variables which are declared within the function and used within the function itself. That is local variable. So how we will come to know whether it is local variable or global variable means you just observe here. See in the main function I have declared this variable. See wherever we consider local variable, it will be present within opening brace and closing brace. That means boundary will be there for local variable, boundary will be there, opening brace and closing brace. And you should consider that particular function also, in which function you are declared. Okay. When you consider the global variable, before the main function, you will declare. Those variables are called as global variable. So in case of declaring structure variable, if you use first two methods, that is, first method is writing the structure variable, then writing semicolon, or putting semicolon, then writing struct student variables. So in those two methods, those structure variables are called as global structure variables. In the third method, this structure variable is called as local structure variable. Okay. Say actually when you if you write any of these methods, you can access the members of structure. It is not a problem. Okay, and you can write the program. Only thing is people should know the difference. What happens when we declare before the main function? What is the concept when we declare inside the main function? So it is called local variable and global variable. Okay. Now, see, after writing this much, now if I want to display these values, okay, so we can do it. So we will extend this program. Okay. Okay. So just I am extending the program. That is, see, once I store these values, we can display these values. So, say I want to put closing brace here. That means program is not ended. So to display these values, what we have to do, we have to write the statement called as cout. Okay. Cout, we can say. So roll number is equals to insertion operator yes dot row number and then see same method when you store the value and when you display same method structure variable dot member name structure variable dot member name same method you have to follow. So here also I displaying also structure variable dot member name. Next second, so cout we can consider name is equals to okay name is equals to yes dot name. Then put and so to display all the values individually. Next, cout percentage is equals to So S dot PR. Yes, your marks is equals to S dot marks. See, for the last CO statement, endl is not required because no more CO statements are present in close. And so get the H, whatever here screen gets it right and close. Okay. So if you want to make it as a complete program, so before writing the structure declaration, you can add two header files. IOC and computer. See, when we consider the part of the program as an example while discussing, you should not copy the same code and execute. It will not execute, okay? Because you need header files, main function and all. Okay. So I have made it as complete program. So header files, this is structure. First, immediately after header file, you have to write the structure declaration. You should not write structure declaration inside the main function. First, you have to write the structure declaration. Then, whichever method you feel comfortable, you can create the structure variable. First, second, or third method. So here I use third method. Struct student, yes. Then you can give the values like this. You can display these values. So after this declaration, you can write clear statement. Okay. So this is the complete program. Now, if you execute this program, it will work. Okay. So wait for a few seconds. You can go through this. If you want, you can take screenshot, or if you want, you can write it. So if you come across any doors, so you ask. Okay. I hope people have completed. We will move further. So here the thing is, we have discussed about how to declare the structure variables in many ways and some small problem. And here in this program, I have used CO statement. That is, we have displayed values on this screen. Here you can use even scene statement also. Scene means on the console output screen, you can give the values. I hope you people remember about CO and scene. So in that case, what you have to do? See, here you should not give values like this. In the program only, you should not give values. Understood? If you are giving values in the program only, then you can display directly. Okay. But if I don't give values here, so what we have to do is, see, before we display the values, so what we have to do? We have to tell the user to enter the values. Okay, you have to tell the user to enter the values. That is, see, look here. Set student yes, right? So see out. So enter roll number. Enter roll number. Okay. I hope people are getting this concept, right? Instead of giving values in the program, so what we do, we give the values on the console screen, okay, on the black screen. So for that purpose, what you have to do, you have to write the CO statement, enter roll number. Then scene statement, okay, scene extraction operator, yes dot roll number. See, when you use the members of a structure either in CO statement or scene statement or to give the value, same method. Structure variable dot roll number. Okay, structure variable dot member name. Then again CO. Okay, So enter student name. Enter student name. Again, see statement, extraction operator, yes dot name. Okay, so user will enter two values. Next, so two more values are. So we can say CO. So enter percentage of a student. Or first you can say enter marks. See, in the structure declaration, you have taken roll number, name, percentage, and marks. That doesn't mean that while entering also you have to follow the same thing. If you write, you can write in any order, and here also you can write in any order. It doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. Then, so here C extraction operator, yes dot marks. Okay. See, generally marks is entered first, then percentage, right? So CO. So enter percentage. So C extraction operator, yes dot TR. Okay. So after entering all the values, next concept is to display. Okay. So first we have declared the members for structure, then declaring the structure variable, entering the values for the structure members, then at the end we will display. So CO, so same statement. Row number is equals to insertion operator s dot roll number and then. Okay. So CO name equals to yes dot name. So and then CO marks equals to yes dot marks and then last one CO percentage equals to yes dot PR. So then let's see it. So this is the end of the program. Okay. So what things we have done here? See, first we have declared the structure. Okay. In the structure we have declared the members of the structure. So once members of the structure is declared, semicolon, memory will not be allocated. So that means here only we cannot give the values. So in the main function declare the structure variable. So once structure variable is declared, memory will be allocated. Then you can give the values. So how we can give the values? Directly in the program, like s dot roll number is equals to 10 like this, directly you can give, or else you can make use of C statement. That means user will give the values on the output screen. Okay. So here we have done by using C statement. So enter roll number, then C statement yes dot roll number. Same method. Structure variable dot member name. Structure variable dot member name. You should not forget to put dot here. So it is called as dot operator. The operator itself is called as dot operator. This operator is also used in class 1 objects that comes in second division. Okay. Yes dot name. Then here yes dot marks to enter the marks. Yes dot percentage to enter the percentage. Okay. Display. So by displaying also same method. Yes dot roll number. We display the roll number. Yes dot name. We display the name. Then yes dot marks. Yes dot PR. Okay. So if we consider the output of this program, okay, I hope you people can tell the output. Okay. So first it will display enter roll number, then you will enter the roll number. It displays enter student name. We can enter student name. Then it displays enter marks. Okay. So you can enter the marks like say 500. Then it says enter percentage. Okay. So for example, 75. Then all values are displayed. Okay. In this way, program is in the next class. We will execute this program by sharing this page. Okay, we will discuss. Okay, we will end the class. So tomorrow we will continue.
Sir. Hello, sir.